Okay, let's dive in. For our deep dive today, we are looking at Victor Wembanyama, a player who really, after just a handful of games, has people asking something pretty wild.
Yeah, a question that almost sounds, well, ridiculous this early, doesn't it?
Exactly. Is he the single greatest basketball talent we've ever seen?
And look, this isn't just pre-draft buzz anymore. Our sources for this, they're pulling from detailed game breakdowns, stat analyses, and just raw fan and observer reactions. It feels like a kind of mass awakening.
Right, like people suddenly realize, oh, this isn't just hype, this is different.
Completely different. A new archetype is how some are putting it.
So our mission today is to cut through that noise a bit, get to the actual evidence, the stats, the specific plays, the feeling people are having. The stuff that suggests he's not just good, he's maybe game-breaking.
Yeah, let's unpack that, starting with the highlights, because frankly, some of these plays, they feel unreal, like something out of science fiction almost.
Well, maybe just fiction. I mean, these sequences, they seem to bend the rules of what a player his size should be able to do.
Oh, absolutely. Physics, geometry, you name it, things we just didn't think were possible.
Okay, think about this one sequence. He gets these two huge blocks back-to-back right at the rim, keeps the ball both times.
Dominant defense.
Then he just takes off, pushes it coast to coast himself, maybe 3 dribbles total, pulls up from like 30 feet.
And drains it.
And drains it. That whole thing, rim protection anchor to lead guard, running the break and hitting from deep, all in seconds. That's why people are using words like unprecedented.
And those blocks, you got to look closer. They weren't just standard blocks. There's that one recovery.
Oh, yeah, I know the one.
He gets driven past, looks beat, right? But somehow he covers ground from maybe one side of the paint, clear to the opposite sideline.
And pins the ball against the glass.
Yeah. In what, less than a second? Analysts timed it. The ground he covers diagonally, it's just absurd.
That combination of motor and sheer length, it's baffling.
Yeah.
Like, even when he seems out of position.
He corrects it instantly. There was another play. He bit hard on a pump fake, totally lost, back turned, trying to guard 2 guys somehow.
You think, okay, easy bucket for the offense.
But nope. He just pivots, leaps, and still gets a hand on the shot, swats it away. His instincts are already that good. He doesn't need perfect position.
Okay, but the moment, the one play that really seemed to make people just throw their hands up and question everything.
The one against the other 7-footer.
Yes. He absolutely smothers this guy's shot at the rim, just total denial, takes it the other way himself.
And this is the killer part.
He hits the same defender he just blocked with a tween-tween crossover, then a behind-the-back step-back 3.
And one.
And one. I mean, the audacity, the skill package of a guard combined with the rejection power of a center used on the guy he just rejected.
That's the sequence multiple sources pointed to and said, essentially, okay, maybe everything I thought I knew about basketball is wrong. It's just an insult, almost, in basketball terms.
So beyond those jaw-dropping moments, you look at the early stats, too, and they're insane for any player, let alone a rookie.
Yeah, those first few games, the numbers were just eye-popping, averaging something like 31 points, 14 boards, 5 blocks.
And doing it in only about 32 minutes a night? The efficiency was crazy, too, in your 6-0, 40-80 splits.
But here's the thing, right? Even those numbers, as incredible as they somehow undersell his actual impact, especially defensively.
Okay, let's get into that. Because analysts aren't just saying he's a great defender. The language is stronger.
It is. The term that keeps coming up in our sources is defensive black hole.
A black hole, meaning?
Meaning it's not just the shots he blocks, it's the shots that never even happen. His presence literally bends the offense. Teams are actively rerouting plays, avoiding the paint, settling for jumpers they don't want, just because he's there.
So there's a panic factor, something that doesn't show up in the block column.
Exactly. One source counted, in a single game against the Raptors, 10 separate times, where a player clearly gave up on a drive or hesitated on an otherwise easy look purely because Wemby was rotating over.
Wow. 10 times.
And you see it really clearly in that R.J. Barrett example. Barrett blows past his guy, sees Wemby looming.
In just short circuits.
Totally panicked. Threw this bizarre chest pass to a teammate standing like 3 feet away. Give him a wide open lane. That's the fear factor made visible.
And we actually have hard data on this too, right? From the NBA's own matchup tool.
We do.
Yeah.
And it paints a pretty terrifying picture for opposing offenses.
Lay it on us.
Okay, so early on, looking at the numbers, He'd guarded 40 different players. They took 64 shots when he was the primary defender.
And how many went in?
Only 19.
19 out of 64. What's that percentage?
That comes out to opponents shooting just 29.7% when Wemby guards them.
Okay, that sounds low. How low compared to normal?
It's nearly 21% worse than those same players shoot when he's not guarding them. 21% worse. Against a decent sample size already. That's not just good defense. That's a statistical anomaly. That's breaking the offense.
Wow. Okay, so defense. Black hole. Offense. Well, it sounds like it's becoming just as scary. People talked a lot about those off-season workouts with Hakeem Olajuwon.
Right. Sources were saying the league should have, sent an injunction to stop those workouts. Too late now.
Because the work paid off.
Oh, big time. The analysis suggests those sessions really changed his whole approach. He's not just chucking threes like he sometimes did overseas. He's deliberately evolved. He's working from everywhere now.
What are the specific things people are noticing? What's new in the toolbox?
Well, first off, the footwork. It's just startling for someone that tall. Facing up from the elbow, posting up, spinning. The dexterity is unreal.
Like Hakeem's dream shake, but from someone 7'4".
Kind of, yeah. And there's this new turnaround fadeaway analyst noted, uses his height, creates guaranteed separation, wasn't really there last year. Plus, he's developed this whole mid-range bag dribble pull-ups, step-backs. The court just looks small for the guy guarding him.
So it's not just the raw gifts anymore. It's becoming refined skill, polished.
Exactly. It's skill layered onto the impossible physical tools. And that leads to the problem defenses are now facing.
Which is?
Well, how do you guard him?
Yeah.
Seriously. He shoots well enough now that you have to get up on him, crowd his space.
Right, you can't just let him shoot over you.
But the second you close out hard, he takes maybe one massive stride past you with that length, and he's already at the rim for a dunk or layup.
So you're trapped. Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Pretty much. Given space, he shoots over you. Crowd him, he drives past you in one step. The analysis floating around is he's like one hesitation pull-up away from being this terrifying Kevin Durant, Hakeem Olajuwon hybrid.
But even that comparison feels a bit off, doesn't it?
It does. The sources admit it feels inadequate. Because KD and Hakeem are legends, but they didn't have quite this combination of fluidity at that sheer size.
Right.
It just looks different.
Which brings us to the sort of final verdict from a lot of these observers. This isn't just a hot start. People are treating this like a break in the timeline, an anomaly.
The consensus is really striking. Just absolute disbelief across the board. You read analyses saying he straight up abused Anthony Davis, made him look like, quote, an 8th grader.
Wow, AD.
AD. And people are genuinely struggling for comparisons. They keep saying you can't compare him to anybody. It just doesn't fit any existing box.
I saw that nickname pop up a few times in the report.
You mean?
They should call him CGI because it just doesn't seem real.
That nails it, doesn't it? That's the core feeling, and that's what we have to talk about him in cheat code territory.
Explain that. What makes a player a cheat code?
A cheat code player is someone whose game feels fundamentally unfair. Like they're exploiting glitches in reality, spamming moves that shouldn't work. You look at Wemby's components.
Right.
Smooth, agile, enormous, skilled, instinctive, competitive.
And no real weaknesses.
That's the thing. There are no obvious drawbacks. It feels like a created player where you maxed out all the sliders.
So who else even belongs in that category historically? In recent memory, say, this century.
The sources were pretty specific here. They really only identified 2 other players in the 21st century who truly gave off that same game-breaking, this is unfair vibe.
Who were they?
First, 2016 Steph Curry. His shooting was so absurd, so reality-bending, it completely changed defensive geometry. Teams had no answer.
Okay, I can see that. Who's the other?
Prime Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
Just pure, overwhelming physical dominance. You couldn't stop him. You could only hope to contain him. Usually, you couldn't even do that. His presence alone felt like a cheat code.
Interesting. Why not other all-time greats then? Like peak LeBron, or prime KD himself, or even Jokic now, they're dominant.
That's the key distinction the sources make. Those guys are transcendent, absolutely. Hall of Fame locks. But they still feel human, operating within the known limits of talent and physics, just at the absolute highest level.
They feel like the peak of human potential.
Exactly. LeBron, KD, Jokic, incredible. But you could sort of understand how they did what they did, even if you couldn't stop it. Wemby, he feels different. He evokes that unfair feeling, that sense of something literally unprecedented. He makes other giants, other athletic freaks look, well, kind of normal.
Like he's built for a different league entirely.
Yeah, like he's prepping for NBA 2.0, and the rest of the league is still playing 1.0.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway for you, the listener? It seems to be that Wembanyama isn't just a player, he's maybe an archetype we thought was only theoretical.
That's it, precisely. The perfect blend of extreme size, elite skill, top-tier mobility, all in one package. It breaks the mold. It breaks the known limitations of the game. We're watching theory become reality night after night.
And maybe a final thought to leave people with, something from the source material.
Right, if you're watching Wemby today and feeling like reality is glitching, like you can't believe what you're seeing,
Yeah.
just try to imagine how fans must have felt back in the late 1950s watching Wilt Chamberlain step onto an NBA court for the very first time.
Ah, another physical specimen who just completely shattered everyone's idea of what was possible in basketball.
Exactly. It's that same feeling of witnessing something. Paradigm shifting. A once-in-a-lifetime athlete redefining the game.
Definitely something to think about next time you tune in to watch him play. That's our deep dive for today.